Hi, this is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. And welcome to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and tonight we're going to do something fun. When you come into the tasting room, we have several different flight tastings, and one of them is a food and wine pairing. It's a food and wine pairing. The food is prepared by Jack Mitchell from Jack and Tony's restaurant right down the street. And so we have a new menu and new wines to go with the food pairing. So we're going to introduce that to you tonight. And Carina's going to join me at some point here. She will be tasting 3 out of 4 of the food pairings because I see some, I see something that she's not really into eating.
I can eat that.
Huh?
I can eat that.
Why?
It's pork.
Well, you said you don't eat meat.
I do eat meat. I just don't eat beef.
Oh, beef. Okay, well, so she's going to actually, then she'll do the entire food pairing. I got to love that.
You got excited you were going to have an extra taste.
I was, and because I really like pork, and I could care. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I eat anything that used to walk on the earth. I don't have a problem with that. What we're gonna really talk about in the food pairing is how you can really enjoy certain wines if you pair them up with the proper food. And so I thought that would be fun. Oh, what I need you to do is, hey, Ron, can you bring up the bag for the drawing? You can really appreciate and learn to like different wines when you have them paired up with food. So we'll talk a little bit about that. The other thing is we've had a contest that's been going on here. Thank you, Ron. Where when you come in and do our blind tasting, which is now a red varietal tasting, which is pretty difficult. I had one guy guess it correctly, but most people miss they get the Zin and Syrah screwed up. But anyway, when you do that tasting, you taste 4 wines. It's a blind tasting, and you get to enter a contest to buy a bottle of wine for $1. And we've been doing that now for a couple years. Those of you that are tuned in, many of you have won. Our buddy Brad's the big winner. He nailed us for 17 bottles and some others. And now we cap it at 10. But we're at 10, and it's staying at 10 until we get a winner. And I'm going to pull a name out of the hat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a name right now. I'll do one about the mid-show if we don't have a winner, and I'll do a third one. So I want to get a winner and get that contest back down to 1 bottle because 10 is pretty dangerous. That's a lot of wine. So let me pull a name first. And again, I mean, there's hundreds. Look, you guys think I'm crazy. There's hundreds of names in there. A lot of new people have come in most recently. And we appreciate that. They have a lot of fun with the blind tasting, and they're always looking for a winner. So, but you got to be tuned in to win. See, that's the difference. And you loyal fans been tuning in for a long, long time. So let me dig down deep. Let's see if we can find somebody. Here's one right here. Let's see what we got. Okay, who do we have? Okay, we've got Jeff Millenhar. Jeff Millenhar, an 818 area code. 818. That's Sacramento, something like that. Millenhar. Jeff Millenhar. You are a big winner of 10 bottles of wine for $10. You gotta love that. And but you got to be tuned in to win. And so Jeff, you might get an email from me, and boy, are you going to be ticked off. I had a gal come in over the weekend, Carina, And she had just got the email about the 10 bottles, and she was having a fit. So she did the tasting again and put her name back in, because once I pull them out, they stay out until we get a winner.
Yep.
And that's how that works. So let's get into the first wine. The first wine that we're going to pour here, we actually tasted this wine last week. We've got a really good wine special on this wine. This is the 2007 Sauvignon Blanc from Gann family Cellars. It's a nice, crisp wine. The spring is here, the summer's here. I have to tell you, I was out in wine country today looking at locations for a very cool event that I'm going to help promote. It's called Barbecue. We've talked about it before. I'll bring Hans Dippel in. He is the orchestrator of this event. It's been going on about 15 years in wine country. And here's what it is, real simple: cigars, wine, beer, and a barbecue. Really? I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. They have a golf tournament the day before, and then we have this big festival with tons of food and wine and beer, and it's just really cool. And so we were looking at locations because we lost our original location. And so I was in wine country with my wife this afternoon, and we saw some really cool places. And man, the vineyards are popping. I mean, popping. They are really taking off. Beautiful, beautiful green, lush vineyards. We went out to Alexander Valley. That's to the north and a little bit east. If you ever get a chance, go out there. We went to a winery called Soda Rock. I recommend you take a look at that next time you're in wine country. Very cool spot. We had a blast going to these different wineries, and we went to Coppola, which it's Disneyland. It's just a Disney. It is, isn't it, Disneyland?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy. So we went there. They have a swimming pool. Okay, they have a freaking swimming pool in the patio, and a big one.
Up right there. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a happening cool. It's going to be and they have a bar outside, a big round bar, and they serve cocktails too.
It's a full bar.
Full bar.
Yeah, they have like a wine bar, and then they have 2 full bars, and then their restaurant.
Gotta
and
love
they
it.
do music too.
Gotta love it.
It's crazy.
All right, so get your butt over here because you got to taste this wine with me. So we're gonna taste the '07 Russian River Sauvignon Blanc. It comes from their Spring Hill Vineyard. It's a block on the east-facing hillside vineyard, planted in 1978. We have a sample of that vineyard in the tasting room here upstairs in the library lounge. We actually have a vine from that vineyard where this came from. And it's unusual to see Sauvignon Blanc that are that old. I mean, you don't really see them that old. You see them in the 80s and, some early stuff in the early 90s.
It's a pretty cool looking vine too.
Yeah.
If people come up and check it out.
It's very cool. Yeah. I just wish I had picked up the other 10 that were laying on the ground when we were there. And I went, I'm going to come back. And I couldn't come back. And I went, oh, my God, they were gone. Retail price on this is $24. Beautiful. But about 10% of this wine was barrel fermented. Normally, Sauvignon Blanc is 100% stainless steel. And in this example, they took 10% and put it into neutral barrels to soften it up, and it's clearly very soft. Yes. There's a wine special on this, 6 bottles or more. It's $15. If you buy a case, you can have it for $12.50 a bottle. Duh. I mean, that's a great buy. It's still pouring.
For summertime.
Wow. So they paired this up. Let's see if I can get this. Hopefully you guys can get this shot.
We'll check our Facebook page. We have a picture of it on there.
Oh, yeah, okay. So check the Facebook page so you see what we're about to have.
Instagram.
Or Instagram.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me what that is, right, at some point? You need a mic. You don't have your mic.
I'll go grab it.
Well, when you go back over there, take a tight shot on what I'm about to devour here. It's grilled asparagus.
A little bit more my way.
Well, no, because then all the food will fall on the ground.
Yeah, I got a good shot.
You got a good shot? Okay. Asparagus and a little bit of shaved cheese on there, and let's just take a little. Yeah, I know. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. So let's take a little bite of this. Oh, nice. I like asparagus too.
Yeah, asparagus is really good.
Oh yeah. Right? A little shaved, what do they call it? Asiago? Asiago?
So for people who don't really know how to taste their food with their wine, do you suggest them eating their food first and then swallowing, and then consuming
That's
the
a
wine?
great question.
Okay.
Good question. What I typically suggest is that you taste a little bit of the wine to coat your mouth a little bit.
Okay.
Then eat some of the food, and then finish it off with a splash of whatever you're drinking. So
Okay.
I coated it, and then I take a little bit of this yummy asparagus
And asiago.
and asiago. And then, while you still have a little hint of that food in your mouth, have some of the wine,
Oh, yeah.
and it's beautiful.
That's really nice.
It's really, really nice. And again, Sauvignon Blanc, great wine for the spring and summer. For some of you, you're going to get summer here pretty quick. It's getting a little warm in the Texas and those areas.
It's going to be nice this whole week. It's going to be in the 70s and the 80s.
Oh yeah, no, it
very
was
excited.
it was downright warm today. When we went up to we were up Alexander Valley. By 1 o'clock, 1:30, it was getting warm. I mean, warm enough where I was, I was warm even with a short sleeve shirt
Yeah.
on. So I'm loving that.
I'm going wine tasting on Friday, and I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be nice and hot.
Oh, that's right, because you're gonna go do that crazy Del Dado thing, right? You're gonna do that.
exactly.
You and Mark are gonna do
I
that.
think so.
God, I love that. If you guys ever go to wine country, go to Napa, give us a holler. We can show you some cool places to go. One of the fun ones, I love to go to Del Dado because it's so crazy. And
Looks very extravagant from the website.
It'll blow your mind. It's one of those cool places. But what's cool about it, what I like about it, a lot of these wineries you go to, all the pizzazz and all this stuff, right? Just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And the wines, they stink. They're horrible. I won't name names on bad wineries that I hate their wines, but man, oh man, I can't stand that. It's like, forget it.
Yeah.
Put some of that money into winemaking, for God's sakes. You are a winery.
I do agree.
But Del Dado does a really wonderful job of offering both, and it's a great experience. Killer wines. It'll blow your mind. It's a neat place.
Come back with some fun stories.
Oh yeah, it was very, very cool. So Sauvignon Blanc worked really well with the asparagus. Any kind of a white fish would work. Okay, and I'll pour the next wine in our lineup here. Now we've got Amorosa Bella. This is 2010 Russian River Pinot Noir. This is the absolute great example of Russian River fruit. This wine is pouring quite nice, but the nice thing about it, it's a 2010, and you could lay that down. Arguably, you could argue that you would lay that down probably another 3 to 5 years. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. So don't be afraid to lay that down. Now this vineyard. The source of this is facing east, hillside. It's hillside planting. They get a lot of morning sun, but not that harsh afternoon. So Pinot, you want the heat during the day, but you want to cool it down in the afternoon. So this vineyard, it does a really nice job. The fruit mainly comes from right along Dry Creek Road. I mean, not Dry Creek, West Side Road, near, what's the name of that winery? Hop Kiln. near Hopkiln Winery. If you're familiar with wine country, that's a cool spot over there.
Yeah, that's
and,
a fun little place to go.
And so beautiful fruit, 2010. We've got a grilled mushroom with orange glaze. So that's what we're going to have here. But let's take a look at the wine. So again, in what we talked about just a little bit ago, taste the wine first. Oh, yum.
That's one of my favorites.
Nice. Yeah, it's pouring really nice right now. So take advantage of that. Retail price on this, $30. So let's taste this grilled mushroom, an orange glaze. Looks like that mushroom got smacked pretty good. She's looking at the same thing I'm looking at.
Okay.
All right. Oh, it just got all over my hand. What was I thinking?
You have to eat it.
Ooh.
You have to eat it like a lady.
Oh, man. No, I eat like a pig. I'm just a slob. Look how I dripped all over myself. What's really nice is that the mushroom on this was charred a little bit. And some of that is going to help in extracting the earthiness in the wine.
Oh, that was really crispy and delicious. Mine was crispy.
Oh, nailed it. Just nailed it. What a beautiful pairing. That's excellent. I like that one a lot. Yeah, so a little grilled mushroom. And, well, you can see, you know, he kind of charred it a little bit, you know, and then flipped it over. And then put an orange glaze in there somewhere.
Yeah, that was really nice pairing.
Oh, I like that. And a little cherry tomato. All right, give it one more shot. And of course, you guys are all sitting there watching, and you're not getting a chance to enjoy this.
But they can.
They can. You can come to the tasting room. It's $25 for this food and wine pairing.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, great bargain. You'll taste 4 wines and 4 little bites. And they're healthy bites, though. They're not, teeny. They're nice.
No, yeah, those are good size.
It's not your dinner, but
Right. It's just a taste.
Yeah. But you get a real feel for what you can prepare at home with certain wines, which is really wonderful.
Right.
Yeah. No, I love that. All right. So we didn't hear back from our guy here, this guy that won,
From
Jeff. Yeah.
I think that's, I don't know, maybe that's LA area. That's possible too.
It could be. Well, it doesn't matter. He could be in China. All right. So let's we'll let you pick this time, okay?
Sounds good.
We're halfway through our wine, so I'll let you dig in there.
So I will look. A trick that
I can see Dan.
A trick that some people do is they crumple up their paper so that yours sticks out from the rest. And I always thought that was so silly, but I actually always end up picking that one.
Well, you know what I did a long time ago is I went through here and refolded a bunch of these.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did, because people kept trying to do that. Okay, so this person is...
Looks
and
like they have quite a few tastings before they pulled that one out.
Who the heck is this guy? What, do you have any clue on that? What the hell is that?
I think that we need to pick another one because that is
Dude, when you come in the tasting room and you do the whoever was working with this customer clearly didn't pay attention.
No.
Take time to put your real name on here because Garupista, you won, but I'm going to send him an email though because I think I can read even the emails. Like
I see GGR.
Columbia Education. So you're a freaking teacher. Hello.
Well, that's like a doctor. Doctors can't, write.
But really?
Either.
You got to be able to write. Dude, this is horrible. I'm not going to let you win. I don't care what you do. But I will send you an email. Too bad. Let's go one more.
Right,
Holy, come on.
All right. We're going to pick a good one.
Come on, let's get Dan from Iowa. Dan is dying to win. Uh-oh, what does that say?
A D.
Oh, it's a D.
Dean.
Oh, Dean Boner.
Very recently, though.
Dean Boner.
It's Bonner.
Oh,
Get your head out of the gutter.
okay. All right, Dean. I'm spitting all over myself. Okay, so Dean Bonner.
He just recently did it too last month. So
Yeah.
he could very well be watching.
504 area code. 504. Where the hell is 504?
Oregon. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Dean Boner, love you, dude. But you won 10 bottles of wine, but you got to be tuned in to win, boys.
Can I
You'd
win
be
these
pissed.
10 bottles of wine if I do the tasting?
You sound like
I'm
the
gonna try.
vintners. They're doing the same thing. They're going. They want to get their own name and their own wine. I'm going.
Yeah.
What is that all about? No. Yes, you can. Well, you can. All right. So see if we've got any questions, and I'll talk and pour about the next wine, because this will be really nice.
Okay.
So this is Ousterhout. This is Zinfandel, and this comes from Alexander Valley, where I was today. This is their Nance's Vineyard. It's on their private property. 2010. I did taste some 2010 wines today that were very, very, very good. A really difficult vintage year, but you know, if you left that stuff on the vine, you did pretty well. But you really had to be careful because it got late rains, and we just had all the wrong things from 2010. So again, this is a wine you probably could lay down for another 3 to 5 years without any hesitation. Retail price on that is $32. If you're a wine club member, you get that at $27.20. It's the tasting note on this says it is showing light to medium intensity in appearance with bright clarity. Absolutely agree. The nose shows medium plus to pronounced intensity with big notes of strawberry jam, blackberry, black pepper, and black cherry cider. I don't know what
That sounds
black
interesting.
cherry
I don't know if I've
cider
ever heard
is.
of that before.
I don't know what that is. Black cherry cider. I know cider, but I don't think I've ever had black.
No.
But anyway, well, if you have black cherry cider,
The Ace cider, and they have like, well, that's apple. I don't know.
but I do get the jam and I get black pepper. Yeah, beautiful nose. This is a slow braised pork on a grilled polenta.
Polenta.
Oh, yeah, right? Look at this puppy dog. Look what we have here, you guys. Ooh, that's pouring really nice, too. That bottle is showing well. Oh, yeah. So what did he do here? He added a little spice to this, didn't he? There's a little spice.
No, that matches deliciously. It's quite delectable.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Wow.
That's a great.
That's a really good pairing. The sauce has a little bit of a spice to it, a hint, and the wine has a hint of spice, and so they balance each other out very nicely. I'm liking that.
Would you typically only pair pork with the Zin or with the Syrah as well, maybe, or just a Zin?
Oh, you could definitely go with a Syrah and the pork. Yeah. I would lean a little heavier in the spice category because I think the Syrah can take it.
Okay.
But man, that is right on the button. And let me just take another little bite. So you guys are missing it, man. Come down to the tasting room. We'll treat
really
you to
good.
one of these. We've got 2 of them down there. And that's an excellent pairing.
That is if Ron is not eating it.
That's right. He may be. It's
He
probably
might be.
gone.
There might be one left. So come quick.
Oh, right on the money. What a nice pairing that
good.
is. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out a way for maybe I can get Jack to give me the recipe for that.
Yeah, at least the sauce, because the sauce was
The sauce is really what's
really
doing
good.
it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You
can have him help
non-red
out.
meter person.
You can have him help out with the cigar barbecue, possibly. Like maybe do a special sauce or something.
Well, we could. I'll tell you what. Yeah, the barbecue. You guys got to come to that event. Very
Yeah.
cool. But we
I
have to
still have
secure.
yet to go, but it seems really fun.
Well, if you're into cigars at all, and wine, which is a beautiful pairing.
Absolutely.
I mean, they really work well together. Then that's the ultimate wine country event. No question about it.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think it's in July. Well, we'll get Hans in and bring him in. He's really cool, and we'll go over that. Coming up this weekend, we have Ricky Allen Ray. Ricky Allen Ray will be back in the house. Ricky plays on Thursdays from 5:30 till 8:30, so come on down. Oh, also on Thursday, we're going to have a meet and greet with John Bamberry. John will be here on Thursday at 6:30 till 8:30. He'll be here to sign bottles, talk about wine. We're going to taste through his portfolio of wines, so you don't want to miss that. And John's a great guest. In fact, he'll be on TV Tuesday next week, so look for announcement about that. But do come down for the meet and greet on Thursday. Friday, we've got John Pita. John playing his heart out on Friday, so come on down and support John. And then on Saturday, Falcon Christopher back in the house. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this guy rocks it. He really brings it. We've got him booked almost every other Saturday for
really
the next couple
great.
months. Right? Is that a great show?
It is, especially when he brings in his young son.
He has a 9. You guys just can't believe this. A 9-year-old son that plays bass. It's incredible. I mean, it's amazing. The bass is taller than him. It's wild. It's really cool. Yeah. He's Falcon Christopher on Saturday. That's what's going on. And we've got the lobster lunch going for June. We've got one in August over at Noir. And we'll get information out for that. So if you're going to be visiting wine country and you want to do something really cool, that's a very cool event. And so we'll get more info out. And so watch for that. You can sign up online or in the tasting room.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right. Now, the last wine, Bonneau, 2010. Another, again, a difficult year, but the wines that we're seeing in 2010, we're really liking them.
Yeah.
This is Sonoma Valley, and this is a vineyard that, if you're familiar with Louis Martini, they have a vineyard called the Monterosso Vineyard. It's a very famous vineyard that straddles the Sonoma and Napa mountain. It actually is on both ends of Napa and Sonoma.
Oh, interesting.
And it's an old vineyard. It's been there a long, long time. Right below that, in the Sonoma Valley, is Ty Caton's vineyard. He's got Cab over there, and I want to say he's got some other Bordeaux blends, maybe Malbec and some other things that he grows. It's a real... Did you go with us when we went on that vineyard tour? Did you go?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you missed it. It was pretty cool.
I know.
And we had to go in four-wheel drives to go through this vineyard. It's real hilly. And this comes from the Ty Caton vineyard. And again, it's right below the famous Louis Martini Monterosso vineyard. So it's an area that's very hilly, it's very rocky, and the vines really, really get a lot of stress, and because of that, it makes a smaller, more concentrated berry, less fruit, much better quality. This is a wonderful buy in the tasting room. Retail price on this is $48. Wine Club gets that at $40 and 80 cents. 22 months in French oak, so John's not messing around. We're going to taste this again next week with John Bamberry from Bonneau Wines. Oh, woohoo! So this has, in the tasting notes, says dark red garnet color. In the glass, it gives a hint of the wine's intensity and structural depth. No question about it. Aromas of wild berry, dark Bing cherry. Yeah, I get that. Ripe purple plums. Cassis. Cassis is one spice that you should always notice in a cab. Cab always should have a little cassis in it.
Oh, yeah.
Vanilla, mocha, and cedar. And mocha is what I look for. I look for a little chocolate. I tasted a cab from a winery that We'll talk more about when I get a little more info on them. I should have bought this freaking property. I swear to God.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my gosh. You guys would... Well, first of all, the people that are tuned in Midwest all the way to the back east, you're going to think I'm mental. But the property was up for sale. It was... let me get it correct. 15 acres with this absolutely cool house on it on the river. So like you know how Truett-Hurst has the river running by their property?
Yeah.
It's the same piece of river comes from Lake Sonoma.
Okay.
So it runs all year round. It doesn't dry up like the Russian River. It runs all year. It runs pretty fast. And right on the property, and it was a little over $2 million, but it had Syrah on the acreage already contracted out.
Okay.
Right?
That's
a big plus, man. Already contracted out, and I knew that you could. I knew inside information that I could get. You could have gotten it for about $1.2 million to $1.5 million.
Wow.
This guy bought it, and we went over and just happened to go over there to see about venue space. Rocked the. What I'll do, I will go over. The guy was really cool. He was absolutely cool, and it is a magnificent facility. Absolutely beautiful property.
What is he doing with it? Is it a winery or is it just privately?
It's a winery. He has the ability to produce up to 500 cases, I think, right on site.
Oh wow!
So he has a great license for that, and he had it set up for private tastings. We'll go over and do a private tasting. I'll take some video. Yeah. It'll blow your mind. This was one of those opportunities that I kind of missed this thing. At one time, just to show you how crazy it is in California.
It is.
At one time, that property was valued at about $4.5–5 million.
Wow.
And he ended up getting it. I don't know the exact number. It was somewhere in the 1.2 to 1.5 range. Yeah, he stole it, man. But it's cool. When you see it, you go, holy smokes, this is such a cool property. But he was a really neat guy, and he tasted through the wines that he had there. It was very nice. And we'll talk a little more. We'll go over there. I'll take pictures and some video to show you guys just how cool. This is the ultimate.
Do you know the name of the place?
I can't think. Wait, let's see. 25. No, his wine brand that we tasted today was 25 Winds.
Interesting. Okay.
It's some nautical thing. 25. I wish my wife was here. She would know right away.
Yeah.
We were just blown away because it was really a cool. We saw it when it was on the market, and it was like one of those. Oh man, you could do some cool stuff. He did all the cool stuff.
Very cool.
But it's wine country at its best. I mean, we have that thing had a view of Mount St. Helena, the whole valley. It's right off the freeway. I mean, it's really close to the freeway. You know where West Winery is on Dry Creek Road? When you come right off of Dry Creek, it's called West. It's the first one on the left-hand side.
Yes.
It's behind that. Unbelievable. Very cool spot. Anyway, he had a cab from Napa, and we were talking about cabs, and I said, boy, I always look for mocha. Now, that was a long story. You guys had to sit through this whole, like, what the hell is he talking about? It's because of the mocha, which I had in his cab, which he had a wonderful cab.
Was it just very mocha?
Yeah, it gave me, I look for chocolate, and I want that in my cabs. And I want a soft finish, and I'm getting a nice soft finish, big mouthfeel.
Not too tannic.
No.
Which is great.
Let's take a little bite of this. This is a tomato pancetta crostini.
Pancetta.
Pancetta, what did I say? Pancetta?
You're not very Italian, are you?
I'm not Italian at all. So, you don't really think of this to go with cab,
Not
though.
at all, no. I would think to pair that with like a white, actually, or a rosé or something. Not a cab. But it pairs with
But it
white.
really works, though, huh?
It really does.
And what's this? What is this on here? Is that a little cheese that's on there?
It looks like it's some cheese.
Maybe
Yeah.
like that first
The
one.
asiago?
Yeah, the asiago.
It might be. I'll have to try it separately. Let's see.
There's also a little pepper and spice.
No,
and everything nice?
Asiago.
No, it isn't.
No, that might be mozzarella.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's mozzarella. So this is a pairing then, when you get a pairing like this one, a little different. It can be, it could even be the beginning of your meal where you're just sitting around having a glass of wine, and this could be an appetizer that you have that would go with that cab that you're enjoying. So it doesn't always have to be a big fat steak. So I don't eat. Well, that's
For
you.
those vegetarians.
Yeah. Well, you're not a vegetarian. You ate that freaking piece of beef.
I figured out I'm a polo pescatarian. So I eat fish and I eat chicken, and I do eat some occasional pork.
Well, you just ate a big old piece of pork.
Right, I eat pork sometimes. I had a big old pork belly.
All right. So
today.
what's the issue then with the damn cow?
I don't
Is
know.
it because you go, oh, it's a cow? We can't have
I
that.
just don't really like the taste, honestly.
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of the taste.
Even a steak, like a.
No, it doesn't do it for me.
Is it that it's bloody, juicy? Does that make it kind of crazy? Does that throw it off?
That's now, but it just doesn't. I've always been just a chicken person. I've
chicken.
always liked chicken.
So you can do chicken, but you like pork. You've clearly
How can
look
you
at it.
not like pork? It's. I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, but how could you not like a steak? I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me.
I just
don't.
That's not my thing.
Maybe I need to cook it a certain way for you. Maybe if I
Oh
made
no,
it.
I've
you tried it?
I've only ordered chicken once and regretted it at a restaurant, and that was at
Chicken
Morton's
once?
in the city, and it was a steakhouse. Even I will go to a steakhouse and I will order chicken. I'm like that person. But I ordered chicken, and then everybody else ordered steak at Morton's Steakhouse, and that was the only time that I regretted ordering chicken, because that steak was delicious. So that's it. Only time. One time that I regretted ordering chicken. Steak.
Over steak, because the steak was good.
Because the steak was way better. Yeah, only one time.
All right. Well, then I don't know what. So all right. So your official title is what now?
It's a polo pescatarian. So I eat fish, and I eat chicken. And I did not eat fish before, so I guess I replaced the fish or the beef.
So when
with
did you
fish.
go to fish now?
About.
You
5
guys believe that? What a bunch of poo.
About 5 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not a complete pain in the neck then.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
because sorry, you
It is quite
veggie
difficult
people.
when you try to go out. And
Yeah,
eat.
man. Every time, I mean, gosh, you go anywhere, it's like, really?
And we should actually do a food pairing for vegetarians. I think that because just because you're a vegetarian doesn't mean that you don't like wine.
Are you guys buying into that?
I think they would like it. I think that you'd get a whole new fan base, and they're like, oh, he's cool.
So now we're gonna have, and then,
Yeah.
and then
Just
no
one
butter,
food-
and then
just
no.
one food pairing of vegetarian. I think it would be a challenge for one. And I
Well,
think
sure, you're gonna run out of
stuff.
stuff.
Right. Well, no, there's lots of options. There's a restaurant that I went to, and they had a lot of gluten-free, because that's another big thing. It's like
The gluten. I know the gluten people.
Big
I don't
thing
know
is
what your
gluten-free,
issue is
and
with
then
the
there's
gluten.
also the vegetarian. So it would be nice to kind of cater to that, because there's a lot of people that are either vegetarians or that are gluten-free.
Or they're like you that eat meat except for the cow thing.
Right. I know. There's actually a lot of people like that. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Would you go to a pig roast where it's on a spit and you pull the?
I would.
Is
I wouldn't want to see the pig, but I know that I would have to.
Oh, but that's the
then
cool
I'd
part
eat
about
it,
that.
and
Anybody
then
who's done that, I
would
mean, it's pretty cool. We've done it. It's
I know.
it's
I've seen the
spectacular.
pictures.
It's spectacular.
I'm sure it tastes good. I just wouldn't want to see it.
Well, you have to see it. It's on the spit.
I
It's got a
know.
thing in its
I would
mouth.
just not look at it when I ate it. Like, I wouldn't look at the dead pig while I ate it.
Okay. Well, it was definitely a dead pig. It was-
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It had a big piece of metal in its mouth.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it was weird. But
Yeah.
But you know what? You could take the ribs and pull them off like this.
That's gross.
It's freaking awesome.
That's gross. Then I don't think I'd eat it. I think I would not eat it. I don't think I would eat that.
Oh my God. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay.
I'm an animal lover. What can I say?
Yeah. Well,
I wish
I
could
like
not eat
animals
them,
too.
but I like them. Yeah.
Well, I like fish, but I like to eat them.
They're delicious.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
salmon
they
and.
pair nicely with wine.
they pair very nice
So if
with
you were
wine.
to go eat sushi, let's say this, a lot of people contemplate or whatever, make a big fuss that you have to have either white wine or sake when you go get sushi. Are you completely opposed to that, or like?
No, I think
sometimes
where you
I feel like getting a red wine.
Yeah, I think you can do a Pinot and go spicy.
Yeah.
So
there
a
you
Pinot can pick up on the spice. So I would go in that direction.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Zinfandel could work in that scenario as
That
well.
would be good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not stuck that you have to go white wine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if you're ever going to go, sushi or Thai food, Sauvignon Blanc works really, really well, and La Serena's Moscato Azul,
Oh man, that's really good.
awesome with that. It is amazing. It's a dry Moscato, and try that, and it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
That'll work really
Okay.
well.
Cool.
So check on our guests here, see if we have any questions.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull another name, and because I'm looking for winners, but I've got hundreds and hundreds of names in here, man. I swear I've got to get a winner.
So we do have a question, or
All right.
at least a request from Dizelle, aka
Okay.
My Vine Spot, and he would like to hear more on cigar and wine pairings. That's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, cigars, you actually, in cigars, you can get different flavors of cigars, which means you want it to pair up with different wines. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Here's what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay? Here's how we're going to do this. I had Hans Dippel in about 3.5 years ago. And we did a TV Tuesday Live outside.
I remember that.
And we smoked cigars and we had wine, and it was awesome until I got a letter from the city.
Right.
I got a letter from the city that said that you have to be 10 feet from the door. We're in California, like we're regulated. I can't even go to the bathroom without paying some fee to the state. It's just the way it goes. But they said you can't be within 10 feet of the door smoking, and I need to know that as a business owner.
Okay.
Because we were right at the door. We were right at the door. But here's what we'll do. We'll do the show outside. I'll put my truck out there,
Yeah.
12 feet from the door,
Right.
and we'll sit up in the truck and shoot
there
the
you go.
show there. And I'll have Hans bring a couple of different cigars, and we'll do a wine and cigar pairing.
That's really fun. And I went to a cigar bar in San Francisco, and they have wine and all these other cocktails.
So how did they do the cigars?
You got to pick them out of this
Humidor.
Out of a case.
Yes.
Out of a case, yeah. So you picked them out of the case, and then you picked your drink, and
Yeah,
went
but
on your merry way.
where did you? Oh, but you didn't smoke
There, you did. Oh yeah, you smoked there.
inside.
Yeah, you could smoke inside or out, I believe. Yeah.
So how did they do that with the law that says
I'm
you
not
can't?
sure.
Okay, we got to find that out. I'd love to be
Well,
able
we
to.
smoked. We were outside, so maybe
I see.
I just really wasn't paying attention, which is very possible. and
Are you saying that you don't pay attention a lot?
no, I don't. I'm very. You can have something right in front of my face, and I probably won't see it sometimes.
I
For
see.
real. Mark.
Do you dye your hair? Is that what you're telling me?
I do, yeah. Well, Mark actually. We were out to breakfast with Alex, and
Okay.
Mark went out to the car.
Mark
This
is
my boyfriend.
one of the greatest Americans on the planet. He is a Marine, and we love him, and he is protecting our butts all the time.
Yes.
And Alex is my nephew, so
Right.
just so you guys
So
know.
we go out to breakfast, and so Mark goes out to the car, and he comes back in, and I'm like not thinking anything of it. I'm just eating my meal, and then Alex starts laughing, and he says something about an elephant in the room, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. and so we're just going through, and then they're like, you really have no idea, and I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And literally, Mark had brought in a present that was the size of this table. I mean, literally the size
Really?
of this table.
And you didn't
And
see
I
it.
did not see it. I did not see it. I didn't see it at all.
Oh my God.
So I felt like an idiot, but it was great.
Oh
So
man.
yes, needless to say, I am not very observant, but we smoked cigars outside next to a fire, and there was an inside area as well. So maybe we weren't allowed to smoke inside, but we definitely were smoking outside cigars. It was fun.
Well, there's a place in San Diego that you can smoke inside, And
Okay.
the reason you can do it is that somehow it's grandfathered, and I have no idea how they did that.
Well, yeah.
So that's, okay. All right. So this is
A little bit more legible.
yeah, Martin Lynch. Martin Lynch, 805 area code. That's Southern California, right? 805, or maybe that's
Yeah, sure.
Martin Lynch. Martin, you are a 10 bottle of wine winner, but you need to be tuned in to win, and wait till you get this freaking email. You're going to be so pissed. But you'll tune in because my guests are figuring this thing out. So those of you that came in this weekend and did a tasting.
10 bottles for $1 each, right?
Yeah, I mean, how dumb is that?
That's a pretty good deal.
I mean, it's not like we're doing a show on, shoelaces. We're drinking wine.
Yeah.
We're talking about wine.
It's a wine education.
Yeah.
For free.
It's the longest running wine webcast in the world. It's the number one in the world. Nobody's
Number
got it.
one.
Nobody has a longer running
no
show.
competition.
There's nobody. Gary Vaynerchuk, forget it. You're not even in the game
Nope.
anymore. I took you out a long time ago. So, well, excellent. All right, so live music Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and then Thursday, come in and meet John Banbury from Bonneau Wines. We're going to feature the Bonneau Wines. We'll have special tastings downstairs, and
We're having some specials currently on his wines as well.
Oh yeah, but besides having this ridiculous special,
Yeah.
the Zinfandel is, and I got a couple more cases of that, so we're rocking out with that. That's a 2-for-1.
Right. I'm
Really?
gonna
Duh.
partake in that deal. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
2-for-1. You can't buy wine at a better price than that. And then his Syrah from Napa is a $48 retail bottle of wine. It was a fabulous bottle at that price.
Right.
He's got that at $20 for 6. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
I bought a case of that, and every time I go to a friend's house, I'll bring a bottle over, and they just always absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those wines that you can just take over knowing that you're going to bring one of the better, if not the best, bottle of wine to the party.
Yeah.
So,
take
for a
full
decent
advantage
price.
of that, and that's a great price on that wine until it's gone. And then we'll be into the next vintage. But
Yeah.
that's a 2007 also.
Yeah.
Great vintage year, gang, and you can lay that stuff down. Don't be worried about that. You don't have to crack them right away. They're pouring nice, but you don't have to.
Right.
You can just rock and roll. So
somebody told me once that they preferred wines that were in odd years. So 2005, 2007, 2009. What do you have to...
yeah, historically
that?
you've seen that. The best example was 1997. That's kind of where that was the epitome of a beautiful vintage. But here's what happened. Interesting, and it's something for those of you that have really cool wine shops where you can go in and get older wines.
Yeah.
The 1998 vintage was written up as the one to walk away. Don't touch it. Don't drink it. Don't do anything. The wine sucked. Forget about it. The problem was there was a threat of rain, and so a lot of vintners picked early,
Okay.
which means you're not ripening the fruit enough. It's getting a little green fruit. And so some of that wine probably wasn't all that good. But some of the vintners held on and let that hang a little longer.
Yeah.
And the 98 vintage is your gem. If you find a vintner that you really know their wines, you've seen them, you've had them before, and you like them, look for the 98. You will be pleasantly surprised. It was one of those where they pooed it off, said, I'll blow them off, don't even go there. And it ended up being a really good vintage for a lot of wineries.
Yeah.
But you're correct on the odd numbers.
Okay.
The odd numbers have been historically pretty good. Now, look back 2012, last year.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Now you're talking about an even year where the fruit was magnificent. The
Yeah.
yields were huge. The amount of fruit out there was unbelievable. And what you're going to see there, which we've seen already, is the bulk market. That's where they've got all this extra fruit. It's not going to go into a wine program. They sell it off on the market. I think you're going to see some deals on 2012, and that may be some of the best fruit you'll ever see. So
Okay.
yeah. So watch for 12. But yes, historically, yeah, the odd years for some reason.
Okay, very cool.
It runs that way, but not always true. So I want to thank my bloggers for tuning in. We're going to ship out some wine to you guys pretty soon on the current wine club shipment. So look for that. And then we'll have those winemakers in to taste the wine along with you. So Dan and Dazelle and Sean and Grace and Hobie. And there's another little gal that we met that was in the tasting room, and where was she from?
Oh, right.
Darn
She
it!
was
What
very
was her?
sweet.
Well, she was really nice and wrote up a really nice blog. We'll get wine out to you and give you a shout out, and then we'll have the winemakers in and do a tasting. So next week I've got John Banbury in. If you're going to be in the neighborhood, come down on Thursday and meet John. This is where you discover wine one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week. Go run the credits. Here we go. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.